Hi everyone, and welcome to a book review for The Little Cornish House by Donna Ashcroft. This is an adult romance. It does have some spice in it. I would say the spice is very tame compared to a lot of other books. For example, let me tell you what this book is about first. So this one we're following Ruby is the main female lead and Gabe is the main male lead. So Ruby has come back to this little small coastal town called Indigo Cove. She is visiting her grandma who owns a pottery business, and there's it's a romance. Okay. Ruby is dealing with a lot of negative memories when it comes to her parents, both her mother and her father, and she has a hard time letting people into her life and trusting people, so she's learning to work through that. In the meantime, she meets Gabe and there's this tension and it just flourishes. It's a romance. So this particular book was published by Book Auteur in 2022. I did listen to the audiobook along with this. I feel like it wasn't the best audiobook I've listened to, but it was still done fairly well. The narrator was Helen Johns, and the audiobook is 8 hours and 9 minutes. This is told in third person, so it's obviously not for first person and stuff, and it does go from being told in third person with Ruby as the main character, and then it'll switch to being primarily from Gabe. But for the majority of the book, it is third person from Ruby's perspective. Okay. As far as the negative feelings that Ruby has had with her parents, she's had an absent parent, which is her father. So think of like deadbeat dad material. That's the type of feeling that you get from this. Her mother has passed away, so you have death of a mother. With her grandmother being there, that is also the death of a daughter or of a child. And there's another character in this where they talk about death of a father. So you have all of that. So just be aware of that. And the loss is in there a good amount, but the biggest topic that keeps coming back to is the animosity and negativity that Ruby has towards her father, who is an absent parent. Talks to him basically kind of like he's this lowlife. He would make promises, constantly break the promises as far as visiting and having money for child support and all of that. Ruby has this friend. I can't remember the friend's name, but this friend has a daughter, and the daughter and her partner are splitting up. Not the daughter, the friend and her partner are splitting up. And the partner was willing to act as the father. He's not the father of the friend's child. And Ruby basically takes it among herself when she finds out that the biological father of her best friend's daughter actually resides in Indigo Cove, where she is visiting. She wants to find the person, this man, and hold him accountable for having a child, and say, you have to step up and pay child support. You have to step up and be in this child's life, not be an absentee father, because she knows what it's like to grow up without that father figure. So she's very much bent on figuring that out. Even though her best friend says, no, don't, leave it alone. I don't care. Let it go. She still wants to, despite her best friend's wishes. A couple of things in here. You have, there is reference to a character suffering from leukemia. So you have talk of, how hard it was, how the animosity from a sibling that has leukemia to one that is relatively healthy. And you have that kind of sibling rivalry, but it's taken on a different level, and how they're kind of jealous of each other type of a thing. So you have a lot of talk of that and references of that. Another thing that comes to head, especially towards a little later in the book, is you have a gambling addiction, like to the point that it gets very dark with the gambling addiction in someone's life, that people are out to get the person that is indebted to the gambling world. So, sneaky bad stuff happens. You have teenagers that live in this small town that feel like there's nothing to do, and so they create a little mischief in the town with vandalism and things like that, and thefts. So, you know, you have some of that. And I liked how it kind of tackled a couple of different subjects, and how these adults, when they figure out what's going on with these teens, how it's like, what can we do to help release some of that pent-up energy, give them something to do so they're not so bored and going and creating all this mischief and making things more difficult for other people that live on the island and for tourists and things like that. So I like that it tackled a couple of different things. I enjoyed this. I believe, what did I give this? Like 4 stars? Hang on, I've got to double check because I am blanking. What definitely was not a 5-star in my opinion, but definitely was enjoyable. 4 stars, yes. I do enjoy Donna Ashcroft's writing. I love this small town romance feel. You do have 2 sexual scenes. They do get explicit. Not the most explicit that I've read. For example, the most explicit part with either of these sex scenes is him entering her and a nipple going in a mouth. So that's as explicit as that gets, okay? A couple things. The word libido comes up once. Hell comes up 4 times. The word God comes up 3 times. Shit once. Damn 7. Ass once. And nipple twice. So, yeah. So just, you know, just for your information so you know. So that's really all I have to say about this. It is a shorter read. It is, this edition that I have is 256 pages. So I really can't say any more without starting to go into spoiler territory, but I did enjoy that. If you like small town romance, if you don't mind a bit of smut, but you don't want it to be overly explicit, like some romance books can get, then this is a good place to start because they tend to be more tender, much more toned down. They're not closed door, but they are very much a toned down type of a thing. So yeah, that's all I can think of to say. Let me know if you've read anything by Donna Ashcroft and what your favorite book is by this author. Let me know if you've read The Little Cornish House. Yeah, talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I'll talk to you later.